you've now introduced us to a whole new genre of Caribbean
Yeah.
music.
Yes.
Do you understand how important that is?
I'm under, I'm starting
Okay,
to.
all right. Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope.
Let me start by saying that this episode is finna be hype. It is finna be
Thinner, thinner, you know.
um because we have an amazing guest today that I'm a very big personal fan of, and we have a lot to talk about today. So I'm going to jump in. Welcome everybody to the Relatable podcast. And who is first in
No,
target to ask how their week has been? Both of you. Okay, because she will threaten me
wow.
with a kutla.
Wow.
Chantal, how has your week
Wow.
been?
That's what I need to do for the next episode. Bring my father
Yes,
cutlass.
yes,
Okay.
correct. So you know your
So,
house is the
okay.
fun.
First thing, everyone, I am going to apologize for the dogs that are barking. One of my neighbors, right, has 14 dogs. Please. So if one start to bark, all of them start to bark.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
why it's necessary to have
Yes.
14 dogs, but they do. And I just, you hear, y'all hearing them, right?
Are they 14 different dogs, or
Yes,
some of
they
them
are.
the kid they're not the pups? No, different
No, no,
ones.
no, just different dogs. Okay?
It's
So
okay.
The food bill alone.
alone, alone.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Outside of the dog, how has this week been? It's been hectic, y'all. It's been hectic.
Mm-hmm.
I am 1 week and 1 day away from flying out to Barbados with my mentees to attend and cover the cross-continental film forum, right? And you know the lead up is
Hold
stress.
on.
Yes.
You're going to Barbados next week?
Friday. You gonna be there?
No, she'll be in
No.
Trinidad.
I go in
Oh,
Trinidad. I say you should just pass.
I was just gonna say,
Anyway, we'll get back to that.
okay, right.
My
So
eyes rolling all the way back in the back of my head.
good. Sherween, you and
That's your
Fiona
eyes
are
was
in
your
St.
eyes was
Lucia
rolling.
together all the time. All the time.
I still want to be there with y'all. What's wrong?
Every okay. All right. FOMO is
So
your
when your
best
eyes
friend.
was rolling back like that in the
Pardon?
little.
Mm-mm.
Like,
You
Oh
know what I
no,
said?
this is
You didn't hear
what
what
we're
I
not.
said?
I heard you loud
what she say?
and clear. I'm not repeating what Fiona said. I'm just not.
What she
Okay.
say? Talk with your
I
chest.
said your eyes were rolling back the same way, Nevis.
Wow, Fiona, you actually repeated it. You see? And the mosquito almost went in my eye. I'm just trying to be cute by recording this episode outside, and I feel like it's going to be a disaster.
I
She
think
went
so
there. It's
too.
okay.
I feel like the mosquitoes, the dogs, you're going to hear the
Shots
donkeys braying
fired.
soon. But this
Shots
week,
fired.
sorry. Okay. All right.
Your
This
week,
week,
Chantal.
full
Yes, tell us.
transparency,
Hmm.
hectic, intense. It's been one that's filled with gratitude again for the support pouring in to help our team get to Barbados. Because, like I said last week, the film forum, they're able to cover accommodation, they're able to cover on the ground transportation, meals, all the good things. But the one thing they couldn't cover was the flights. So we had to start
Mm-hmm.
this epic fundraising drive.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, pride, pride. So to
Mm-hmm.
go public and say, this is where we're at. Yes, it's amazing. We won this bid. We pitched for this thing. It's going to be wonderful to attend, to cover, to connect. But we need your help, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I'm like, I had to take my pride and my ego out of the conversation and think about the girls,
Yes.
right? And how this is going to change their lives. And not just that, but also think about Nevis, like the contacts that I could make there, the connections, the beautiful cross pollination, collaborations, and partnerships that I can really plant seeds with and for. I mean, some of my favorite filmmakers who I actually have working relationships with already are going to be there, right? And some of them I haven't seen in years. One of them in particular, I have been a supporter, a fan of hers from day dot, Shari Petty. You know, when I told her,
Oh,
yeah, Shari got me there. Shari got me there.
yeah.
I am so excited. When I told her the screaming, just like, oh, so very
I've
excited.
never met her. And I tell her I
She's
love her.
lovely. She's
I
lovely.
love her.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
I like her work, especially
Oh,
um like a female filmmaker, a female Caribbean filmmaker,
yes.
and especially how
Yes.
she navigates around the carnival landscape, like as a
Mm,
photographer and filmmaker. Chef's kiss.
she
Yep,
is.
yep, yep,
And
yep.
Shari's piece that she actually made as her film, her final film for her film degree, Soft Hair, is one of the best documentaries on, for me, the natural hair movement in the Caribbean, right? And we've screened it here in Nevis maybe 2 years ago. And up to this day, people still like, Shani, when you're gonna rescreen that film? Yo, that film heavy. Shani, I missed it. I've heard so much about this film. So for the longest while now, Shari and I have been talking about, okay, maybe having a weekend dedicated to her films, because she has now this amazing portfolio of films. And one of them that I actually watched last year is a narrative about Carnival, which I'm very keen to screen as well. So it's just going to be lovely. And of course, you know, the women that are going to be there repping the Caribbean as trailblazers in the Caribbean, you know, and from the Caribbean. Lorraine Toussaint, who I just finished watching in Sirens? No, The Better Sister on Amazon Prime. And when she came on the screen, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see her next week. Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely did that. Definitely. So very just exciting, grateful, exhausted. My nervous system is like, yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. What about you, Sherween? How's your week been? Well, that face.
Oops.
That face.
My week has been up and down.
Mm,
Because of the work I'm doing with
mm,
my soca artist. Down
Sorry.
because
Singing my fruit. Sorry.
down because my dad has not been well, and he was in hospital, and um he's getting better. He had a scan yesterday, so we know what we're dealing with. So we're waiting for the results from that. So obviously that's stressful on everybody. But I mean, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm excited. The season is coming. It's there. But at the same time, you know, you have that niggling feeling in the back of your mind, that boy. And so what I've been doing is trying to prepare myself mentally for any kind of news, whatever it is. Doing my research on what it is that I may or may not be dealing with. Um, and yeah, just trying to remain sane. My dad is only 65 years old, and I did not think when I came to the countryside I would be coming to be a carer. I thought I was gonna drive with my father, you understand? I had so many plans to go riding with my dad, you know, don't want to little joints, do our thing, lime. And my dad is just very weak. So it's been the opposite. So it's not been nice. But at the same time, I'm spending time with him, and whatever it may be, I'm going to ensure that I give him everything I can, my best in terms of my time, my love, my care. Um, Although this morning I shout behind him, but
Hey, that's fun to being a carer too, you know.
I
Let me tell
had
you,
to
we could
shout
be
behind him
yeah.
because I didn't like the way he was speaking. I didn't like the words coming out of him. I'm like, well, you sounding like you giving up already. What's going on? I say, you're 65, you know, if you're giving up, tell me, so I don't have to fight. I will, if you're fighting for you, I will fight for you. So
Mm.
if you tell me, my girl, I want us to fight, hey, your soldier is there and ready. But it
Yeah.
has to come from you first. So we had and he got a bit upset, but after a while he was like showing, you know what, you're right. It has to come from you. So that's in a nutshell where it is. Um,
Okay.
and just
Yeah.
trying to keep my head up.
And you are Sherween, but please know that you don't have to be Miss Strong, Resilient Black woman with
Oh
us.
no, 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 no.
Okay?
I have no
Right.
Yeah.
intentions of doing that. In fact,
Okay.
listeners, I'm opening up myself now. Opening
Okay.
I need a companion.
I could send
Listen,
Naima. Naima would love to be
tell
your
Naima,
send
tell
Naima.
Naima, Auntie
Okay.
Sherween needs a companion because you see that waters she about to navigate in there. Boy,
Hmm.
yeah, I need a
Yeah.
companion. So
Okay.
I think it is seeing that our parents are not um invincible is
Very.
hard. And then also seeing when they fall into the
Mm.
depression, because the things your father is saying is a depression. So when my father got sick, he had become very
Mm.
depressed. And this man to me was the most invincible man
exactly.
um ever. Like the picture of
Yes.
health, like come on, y'all know that man was working
Yeah.
on the land. Um into his 80s. He wasn't a drinker, wasn't a smoker, never ate badly. The man belly was flat, like he was like the picture of health. And then to see him at some points say
Yeah.
things like he wanted to give up or he just wanted to go, and you're like, what you mean? Like, do you not see how we see you? Like, how
Yeah,
could you can't you it's like pulling the rug from underneath a child's
yeah,
feet.
Mm.
So it is hard when they speak like that, like to see your parent say that they're giving up is it's very hard. It is
yeah,
very,
it
very
is.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
such is
Uh,
life. You're born
Mm.
to go. So.
yeah, but that's the fact is you've been there for
And
him,
that's
eh?
I think
Exactly.
And you
that's
do
what's
you're doing
keeping
a
him
lot.
happy that I'm here.
Mm.
So
Mm,
Yeah.
agreed.
anywho, Fifi,
Indeed.
how are you, Fiona?
Are we going to introduce our
No,
guest?
we
No,
want to know how
we
your
waiting
week's
to know
been,
how your week
Fiona.
has been, Fiona.
Yes, do tell, do
How was
share.
your week, Fiona?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I
Please.
see you've been very active on social media, Fiona.
Wait, Sherween, was Fiona in New Orleans?
She was.
Oh, right.
She was. Yes.
Oh, okay.
How are
For
you, Fiona?
why were you there again, Fiona?
I'll tell you, she went for her
Oh,
sister's 10th
the 10-year
anniversary.
anniversary
10-year anniversary. Yeah.
of
Was that
Nina's first restaurant. Yeah.
yes.
Mm, mm.
But was that the only reason, Fiona? I
Oh,
know we're recording it, so I'm very
Of
happy you could
course.
see our faces.
oh,
Because trust me.
Fiona. I'm sorry. Is your mic on? I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. Wait. Oh,
Shy, can't stand
okay.
Chantal. I went for my
We're not
sister's
hearing you
10th
properly.
Yeah,
restaurant.
for some reason.
Yes,
Oh,
Hello?
we're hearing
yeah.
you
Go
now.
ahead
Yes.
now. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
went for my sister's 10-year anniversary of her
Mm-hmm.
restaurant, Copain La
Oh,
Paix.
lovely.
And yes. And it was an amazing,
Mm.
beautiful, and wonderful event.
Wow.
And it was very emotional. And I'm very proud of
I'm
my sister.
listen.
Very,
Big up
very proud of
Nina.
I
all the love she
listen,
wrote.
Listen, Nina.
Nina, bad girl Nina, bad chef Nina. Give her all her flowers.
All,
Very
First
all,
happy,
Black
very
all,
woman to
proud.
win a
all,
James
all of them.
Beard. All
Flowers,
right.
flowers. Nina,
St.
Some
take my
Lucia is
respect.
earrings. Take
behind
my
you.
earrings.
Hey, hey, hey,
Respect.
hey.
What?
Everything,
Some
What?
respect.
everything,
Yes.
Okay.
everything.
You know
But
what,
is that
Fiona?
the
In
only
all,
Yes.
reason it was
So,
so emotional,
but
Fiona?
hold up.
Because I heard
Before we
you
even,
crying.
mm,
but Sherween, before we even go there, we're gonna come back to that. We put in a pin in that.
Hmm.
Fiona, in all these years that we have been in each other's
mhm.
lives, I have never tasted
Yes.
Nina's food.
I
How
have.
how is
Oh,
that
Well,
possible?
it's true.
How is that possible? I have shut up. Nobody asked you, Sherween.
I
Yes.
Did
have.
I,
I'm just
did I?
saying.
I'm just saying. But did I ask you,
You didn't need to.
Fiona?
Oh, listen.
Fiona, I have never. How?
Sherween had a little bit, not as
I don't
much
care.
as
It could
it
be a
could
grain of
have
rice.
been,
I eat.
but she
Where
has.
at Watto?
She has. But you'd have to come. You'd have, first of all, let me tell you something. You all have been personally invited to come to Boku Hoodoo in March for free.
What? For, excuse
Chantal
me?
Lewis said.
Chantrell.
Yeah, she said Sherween and Chantal's
Oh,
passes are there. Done. It's
Brel,
a wrap. And you know
just give me
Boku
the
Hoodoo
dates. Just give me the
is
dates.
not a $5 festival.
What?
You know, there's a lot of
Of
investment that goes into
course.
it. And she says anytime Sherwin and Chantal want to pull up, the seat is there for them. So it's up to
Oh,
you,
well, I'll
my
be there in
dear.
March.
Well, we'll be
I
there
have
in
Done.
March. We will be
That's all
there.
you
It's
needed to
already
say.
booked.
I have gotten flights to New Orleans for five
That is
hundred
all Chantrell
dollars.
needed
Okay.
to say, you know.
Okay.
She has my number.
Sometimes it's cheaper to fly to New Orleans than it is to go to another Caribbean country.
Okay.
Okay.
No, no, no,
Anyways,
no, no,
No,
moving
no,
hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no,
on.
no, 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 no,
Back
no,
it up. I
no,
know
no,
we
no,
have
no,
a
no.
guest and we have so much to
I
discuss.
am
This
really looking
episode is
forward
going
to
to be
speaking to
Me too.
fantastic. But
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get over the fact that
Mm.
my friend Fiona
Mm-hmm.
called me at like
Oh no.
whatever time in the night and she
Oh
was
no.
crying. She was crying. Fiona goes to
Oh,
New
shoot.
Orleans
Oh.
3, 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you crying this time, Fiona? Do explain. Because
She
I'm
didn't want to
worried
leave her
about you.
sister. She didn't want to leave her sister.
My sister alone?
Chantal, I hate it more than anybody right now, because I know Chantal's throwing shade voice has a specific pitch. And only if you know Chantal really well, she's like, "Oh, it was for her sister, of course." And everyone's like,
Yes.
"Yes, Chantal,
Mm-hmm.
you're right."
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I did cry saying goodbye to my sister because it was a lot. It's being a
Mm-hmm.
woman, an immigrant, okay? Being a woman and back in the culinary world, which is
Come
predominantly
on now.
white and male,
Yep.
she's had to conquer a lot. And
Yeah.
every time I step into a restaurant and see all of these people, and the people who come there are not, oh, just Caribbean people coming to support a
Mm.
Caribbean person. No, it
Mm-hmm.
is people from Tennessee and Texas and Milwaukee and they're like, oh my God, Nina's your sister. And they're like, oh my God. And it's not to do with blind loyalty. They
Yeah.
love her because her things her food is amazing and what she does is
Yeah.
amazing. And it was, you know, I've known behind the scenes all the hurdles and the backstory. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I did cry. I did cry when I was telling her how proud I was of her. I did.
No.
But I also cried because I had to say goodbye to a man. Anyways, so now
Hey,
introducing our
the
guest.
deflection was, you need an award
Wow.
for that level of deflection.
Okay, but okay. You know what though? It's
All right.
okay. It's
It's okay.
okay. We
We'll
have
move
many,
on. We'll
many
come back to
episodes.
Sunny.
But I gave the second reason. We're just moving on. That's
It's
all.
okay.
Fiona, it is fine, my love. We
It's
have
all
a
right.
guest waiting. Let's get our
Yes.
guest
And
on.
Yes.
it's rude of us. We need to
Yes.
bring him in. It's a him. Shani,
I would
take
just like to
over.
say
It's a him.
a time was hard. Okay, that's all
Oh,
I'll
oh,
say. A
great.
time was hard.
I'm really happy you had a good time with your sister.
I cannot stand Chantal so much. Oh my God, Chantal,
Yeah.
girl, top class.
So,
Right
Yes.
now,
Oh,
so
yes. So
as we are
excited.
at a high point, like I said in the beginning of the episode, so happy to welcome our guest, Marquis Knight-Jacks. Okay, now, hey, finally. Sorry, we were running our mouth too much, but
I'm
I
serious.
was so
No, no, no.
I was so excited to have you come on because I've been following your work for a long time, and I've been a big fan.
Ah,
And it's like I would call you more than people may say. Okay, you are
Mm,
a social media personality, and you have a
mm,
big, strong, vibrant, very jubilant personality. That's super
mm,
infectious. But I would say you more than that. I would call you um like
mm.
a cultural curator. I would call you a Caribbean cultural historian. because the thing is that the that's why I love your work, because you are doing things where you're breaking the mold in telling our stories, your delivery, your level of research, and
Mhm.
because you are not confining yourself to just about the English speaking Caribbean. You come there, yo, you don't know this song from Curacao. This song bad, top 5 songs from Curacao. Bad. I'm like, yeah, what? And that takes a lot of work. So I'm so honored to welcome you, to have you here on this episode, and I will allow you to introduce yourself, people to get to know
Oh
you.
man.
So over to you, Marquis.
Oh man. I'm humbled.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to cry, man. I've been a fan of yours forever and a day, man. But who am I? A little bit about me. Marquis Knight-Jacks. I represent the entire Caribbean, but specifically the island of
Yeah.
Barbados.
Up, up, up.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, since you said she's going to
Yes.
Barbados, you going for crossover too,
No, I'm
or
gonna be
just for this?
there from the
No.
13th to the 18th. Will I get any crop over vibes at all?
Yeah, it's couple. Oh no, couple of us start. I think this week.
See?
So
All
yeah,
right.
Okay.
you'll be
Okay.
there. But and yeah, I content creator, history, music, laughter, bear vibes, and started this content creation mainly just to talk about random things on my mind.
Mm.
And then someone said, "Oh, I love this Caribbean content." I said, "Oh, this is Caribbean content." Didn't even
Right.
realize. That's all I
Right.
know. Cool.
Right.
Let's go on. Let's go
Right.
on that. And then it just spread. And then folks are like, "Oh, we'll talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, talk about that." I'm like, "Okay, writing it down, writing it down, writing it down." And then it just grew into the love of Martinique and the love of Curacao and I love for Saint Lucia and I love for Dominica and now we're here and I'm talking to you guys and I even know and it's been a journey and I love it. But that's me, man.
Oh gosh, you represent us so well. So
Yes.
well.
Oh
You know
Yes.
man.
what's funny? My family in the
Mm.
UK send me your clips. I'm like, "Hey, hello." I'm like,
Do
"Excuse
they?
me?" I'm like, "Hey, hey, hey. I'm in the Caribbean.
Exactly.
I know who
Yes.
this is. I know
Yes.
who this is."
Yes.
Like you're sending
But
me like you
don't tell
discover
them that. But
somebody
just tell them
like they
silently.
discovered you. Like I'm like, this
Right. Watch. Hey, mommy, we reach.
more than reach.
Oh
More than reach.
God. Oh
And just to
man.
even reiterate
Mhm.
what Fiona said, the fact
Mhm.
that you're not representing just the English speaking Caribbean, because
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
and I'm even sometimes surprised that people who live in the Caribbean know so little. People who live in the English
Mhm.
speaking Caribbean know so little about
Mhm.
the Dutch speaking, French speaking, Spanish speaking. It's like there are brothers and sisters.
Right.
And I know, there are aspects
Absolutely.
of, travel, which is inter-island travel, we have spoken about over and over again. It's just really terrible. C'est terrible. C'est terrible.
So
Right?
I think
Right.
I
But
but
I
I think
feel
with
that there are other
Mhm.
ways. There's surely, not the internet. The internet is there. Do some research. Have some curiosity
That's
about
the
the other
thing.
Right.
islands. Like, come on now.
I would say I think it's like we have a kind of English speaking arrogance. We have this
Yes,
kind of
yes,
English speaking
Ooh.
imperialism.
a
Yep.
hundred
Because we may
percent.
quarrel about, oh, Jamaicans think like the world revolves
Mm,
around, or the Caribbean revolves around Jamaica and whatever.
mm,
But the English speaking people,
No.
we have this kind of demand that I can walk into any country in the world and you
mm,
must speak my language.
mm,
Somebody
Must
will
be
try
English.
and accommodate.
mm,
Um, but
Right.
I think about my relationship with Guadeloupe. So,
mm,
I went to Guadeloupe for the
Mhm.
very first time last year in October, and then I went again for Carnival. But before going, I knew a lot because I
Yes,
was
Fiona.
curious.
Mhm.
Because
Exactly.
I was like, yo,
Right.
what band is that? Yo,
Mm-hmm.
what song is that? Where
Yep.
is that? And
Right.
it's
Yes.
because I wanted to know more. So you can it to me it's a choice. And I think
Mm,
we have this comfort of, because we have many English speaking Caribbean islands. So the I think the order is the most spoken language is Spanish,
Yeah.
then it's Creole,
Mm-hmm.
then English,
Then
then
English.
French. Yeah, English is the third.
Like, come on.
The English is the third, but we have more countries who speak it. So there's Grenada,
Mm,
St. Vincent, Antigua,
yeah.
Barbados. There's more, right?
Mm,
Right.
So I think that adds to it as well. But I think we do have an English speaking arrogance that gets in the way of
definitely.
Oh
us.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
Definitely.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that
Yep.
comes down from colonialism, you know,
Yes.
and
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the
oh,
British
talk
and the
about it.
British, the British,
Well,
right?
the
But let's
British,
be
they're an
real, the
island, and they're
Yeah,
British
so they.
having this inflated
right.
ego. Like you are the
Yes.
one of
Yes.
the smallest
Right.
size-wise countries
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm,
world, and you feel like
mm.
rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. No, you
Yep.
don't.
Yeah,
Right? So
Yep.
it's like English speaking
yeah,
people
man.
from the West going into other countries, making no attempt whatsoever before they go to research, to at least learn how to say hello and goodbye and please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, Fiona, that the
Right.
English speaking Caribbean, they have absorbed some of that. It's in their
Yes.
DNA. It's what they call
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
epigenics. What do they call that? That term.
Epigenetics. Yes.
Epigenetics. Exactly.
Yes.
Like, come on,
Yes.
people. No. No, 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 no.
Yes.
So I'm very happy
Mm,
that, you know, in America, it's Caribbean Music Month and Caribbean American Month and all kind of
Mm-hmm.
things mixed up in
Mm-hmm.
one,
mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yeah.
have you here to speak to us about the things, about the music of the Caribbean
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
going beyond the soca, the calypso, you know,
Mhm.
going beyond the
Right.
dancehall, going beyond the reggae, and
Although it is
Mm,
a very
going
integral part of
into
our
the
lives.
yes,
It
it is.
is.
right.
Sherween, I see
Yes.
you. I see your back went up. You know I'm half Jamaican. You know
It
I
went
love my
up. It
reggae and
went up.
dancehall.
It went
But
up
Sherween was like, hey, hey,
you know
hey.
why it
She's like,
went up?
hold on, hold on,
Because
hold on.
Watch watch thing
it went up
now.
because I'm not gonna lie, I'm comfortable with going to
Mm,
the Creole because I
mhm,
learned they don't want to be French speaking, they're Creole
mhm,
speaking Caribbean.
mhm,
Mhm,
I'm comfortable because we
mhm,
speak Creole as well in Saint Lucia.
mhm,
Our music has Creole in
Mm-hmm.
it. So when I
mhm,
go to Martinique and I
mhm,
go to Guada,
mhm.
I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm my elements.
Yes.
Hey,
boom
don't
bang.
put me in them Spanish and Dutch speaking islands.
Oh
I
no,
would be
Sherween.
lost. I
Okay.
would be lost. I would not be the
Mm-hmm.
one expecting everybody to speak English to me. No, I wouldn't.
Yes. Never.
No.
However,
Never.
I would still be
Never
very much
been.
out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Never
I
been
But
would.
that person, Sherween.
you know what's interesting? Because where I live, I get a lot of Martinique radio stations,
Mm,
right? So I remember as a child growing up, I used to make mixtapes out of Martinique radio because they used to play more underground hip hop. But then it also play a lot of Spanish music. So a lot of salsa,
Mm,
a lot of bachata and things like that. So even looking at the non-English speaking countries, I think they probably have a
mhm,
more dynamic um range or interaction with different kinds of music because the most like most people listen to some English speaking hip hop artists or whatever, no matter what country you come from. And but I just find they are more open to listening to music that's in different languages because they
mhm.
don't speak English and
Yeah.
because English is so
right.
dominant. But yeah, they play enough salsa and stuff like that
I love
on the
it.
Martinique radio stations.
Can I ask you, Marquis?
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Fiona, you mentioned bachata.
Mm.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm lost. When you said that, that just took my
Oh, you've heard about
overthinking
bachata,
brain to,
Sherween?
okay, what
Yeah.
is that? So, Marquis, you help me.
educate
Educate.
on bachata. So bachata is a genre that was born in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And back in the day, back in the ye old days of the 21st century, it, it was back in the day, it was seen as rugged music. It was street
Mm-hmm.
music. It was vulgar. And the um the the dictator of the
Mhm.
time, Rafael Don Trujillo, he was more for the merengue
Mm.
music.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
gentrified.
bachata,
Mhm.
yes, he said put that
Yeah.
aside because that's more so that's
Of
music. We
course.
don't
Yes.
want that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right. So it was banned. Bachata was
Mhm.
banned for his entire reign. And when he died, literally as he died, the year after he
Mm.
died, they recorded their first bachata. The
Wow.
first recording, so
Wow.
they got into it. They said,
Yes.
"Okay, he's gone. All right,
Wow.
let's do these things." And now it's blown up
Mm.
throughout the Hispanic speaking world, throughout the world in general. We have Prince Royce and Romeo Santos, so
Mm.
we have a whole bunch of artists. A lot of them born in New York,
Right.
but of
Yes.
Dominican
Mm-hmm.
parentage,
Yes.
and it's blowing up, man. It's all over, and even I've heard it, not even just in the States, but in the Caribbean. I'm hearing bachata. I'm like,
Mm.
Barbados
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
hilarious.
Nice.
Watch
Okay.
King Reed, yeah,
I love
No,
man.
it.
I heard
But I
Sherween,
love
you
it.
and me walk in Roseau in Dominica, and NS Bachata was playing. That's how you knew the
Mm.
Really?
Dominicans were
In
there.
Dominica, what?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
It
yes,
was
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
bachata.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
I love
I
it.
It
Oh
love
my
was.
that.
God. But yeah,
I
Well, this
I'm
love
is
not
it.
progress.
familiar.
This is
I'm not very
progress.
Nice.
familiar with it, so I'm one of those
Yes,
people.
please.
Tell us about your journey, because you said you went in a little bit about how you started doing this thing and then people were asking you and it decided to drive
Mm.
you. But I mean, I know
Hmm.
that's definitely part of it, but how has been like your journey into, you could say, to become a Caribbean music historian, because that's what
Hmm.
you are.
That's what you
Hmm.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Right.
what has that, but it's true. I
Come
mean,
on now.
take
Hey,
it,
hey,
take it,
hey,
take it,
hey.
take
Own
it.
it. Own it.
Yeah.
Own it.
So definitely, so what has that journey been like for you, like in terms of the challenges, the highs, even like some of your
Mhm.
favorite like light bulb moments, like, oh my God, this is amazing piece of history. Like, what are some of like your,
Right.
you know, key moments in your journey as a Caribbean music historian?
So it really starts with like, okay. So it starts from, me being raised in, calypso,
Mm-hmm.
reggae, soca, the usual English Caribbean
Mm-hmm.
music. And then one day I heard Harmonique and Alison Hines had a song.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, a Bajan and a Haitian have a song together. I said, oh, that's new. And then that gravitated me towards Haitian
Mm-hmm.
music.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Haitian music, I went into Zouk. And then from Zouk, I went to Bouillon. And from Bouillon, I went to January Segment. And then
Right.
I just started branching off to all different genres of music. And then I said, let me talk about it. Let me take all this knowledge I have and put
Mm.
it somewhere. So then I started talking about it, and then folks said, "Oh, you ever heard this song and that song and this song and that song?" And I said, "No, but I'll write it down."
Right.
And I wrote it down. And then the next video, I played that song, and then they said, "Oh, but let's go back some." And I said, "Go back." And then folks telling me, "Oh, you should know about this artist from Bermuda and this artist from Antigua from back in the '60s."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay, okay, this is getting bigger than I didn't think that I would be talking about genres from way back when, from this country and that country. I thought we were gonna talk about these five songs that I like, and then
Mm.
done for the day, you know. And then I said, okay. After a few months, I said, okay, I have a collection of songs. Let me make a video about one song for every Caribbean country,
Yeah.
right? Let's see how that does. Oh, oh, the people loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
loved it. They loved it. And then because at first they said, okay, let's do history now. So they said, okay, so that flag from Martinique, we don't we don't we don't
Let's
we
do
don't do
that
that
one.
flag. We
Right.
do
I
another
had to
flag.
learn that
Yeah.
too.
And the flag from Guadeloupe,
Yes.
we don't do
Yep,
that flag. We
Yes.
yep,
do another
yep.
flag. You know.
Yes.
And then the French Saint Martin was like, oh, we have unity flag. Let's do that flag.
Yes.
And now I'm learning about flag. And then I'm listening to Shata
Mm-hmm.
and from
Mm-hmm.
Martinique, and I don't know the Creole real. So now I'm texting that person. Hey, what's this
Mm.
song mean? What's that song mean? I'm learning Haitian Creole, Lucian Creole, just so I can have an understanding. And then the Dutch West Indians came in and they said, "Oh, listen, we have this song called Ritmo Combina. You would love it."
Hey,
And
hey, called
they did.
what? Called what?
Say that
Ritmo,
again.
it's
Yes.
called it's called a Ritmo
Rit
Combina.
Mm.
Ritmo
Okay. I
Combina.
have never
Ritmo
heard
So
Combina.
that
this.
does that
It's
does that
it's
mean
a
like
A
genre.
combined rhythm?
combination.
Yeah, combined rhythm.
Yeah,
Mm.
So what's the
it
rhythm like?
combines it combines like you know how like bouillon is a combination of like all the Dominican rhythms.
Right.
I would say Ritmo Combina is a combination of the Caribbean.
What?
Really
What do
and
you
truly
mean?
is.
You
Mm.
can't
Really
play
is.
some
Because
now? You can't play some now?
you'll get that Latin flavor, that Hispanic Latin flavor. You'll get that French Latin flavor. No, you'll hear a bit of compa in there. You'll hear zouk in there. You'll hear soca in there. And I love how the ABC Islands, Aruba,
Mhm.
Bonaire, and Curacao, they are so open to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're so
Yeah.
open to
Yes.
learning, and they're so open to because they're born speaking like seven languages.
Yeah.
I
The probably
mean,
mental, the Spanish, the French. They'll because you'll talk to them, and then they'll
mhm.
switch, and then they'll switch, and then they'll switch, and
Yep.
then they'll switch easily.
Wow.
Easily they'll switch,
Wow.
and that reflects in their music. So Ritmo Combina is just a combination of all of it.
Okay.
And I fell in love with it. I said, "Ooh," because you know me, I love music that has a bass. If I can hear a
Mm.
horn and a bass and a drum,
Mm.
Hey,
give it to me.
So, Marquis,
Give it to me.
can you not play some for us now, like from your phone? I think that's legal
I don't
because
know. I don't know if
I
it'll
think it's
play.
legal.
Mm.
I
I
don't know
think
if
it's
it'll
legal.
play, but okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. Let me. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
there is. Hmm.
give me a
I
song.
want to
Give me
get it
one of them.
right.
Give us
You're
an
putting it
artist.
I
on
can
Give
the
us
give
an
you a
spot
song.
though.
I can
artist.
It's
give you
like
a song.
asking
Okay.
someone to
Okay.
play. Could you
Okay.
play one soca song for me? I
That's
wouldn't know
true.
which
I know.
one to
I know. I
choose.
know. I know. I know.
What?
I know. I
One
know.
song.
Okay. So
No.
Um. Let me see. There is a song. It's T and then Sean.
T-Sean.
C
Mm-hmm.
H
Yeah.
A
Okay.
He,
Sherween, you looking for
he's
it?
from he's from
C
Curacao.
C H A
Okay.
S A.
Tean.
Okay. We're
He's
gonna
Shane
get this.
Sean.
We're gonna get this. Yes, we are. Because now my curiosity, I'm like, I know. Because the way that
Listen.
you describe the different layers of
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
sounds, I'm like, well, I gotta hear this now. All
But if
right.
but if you can't find that, right? Am I frozen? No, no. If you can't find that, there's a song called Chicky Licky.
Check it like a.
Chicky Licky. Okay, so that's CHELELEKE.
K E L
If
E K
if
E. I
if
get
Okay.
that's
it. I get
possible.
it. I get it. I get it.
Okay,
You
okay,
got it?
okay, okay, okay.
So
Let's
that
go,
okay,
let's go,
okay.
let's go.
So that's not Ritmo Cambina, but that's a genre called Road Fire.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's their carnival music. So they have Ritmo Cambina, they have Zumba, which is
Mm-hmm.
their main carnival music, and they have Road Fire, which is like their calypso and
Okay.
soca for us would be
Okay.
Zumba and Road Fire for them. But that's
Right, right.
but that's not that sticky licky. That was popular. That was everywhere last
Yeah, Chicken Lick has almost a
Okay,
million views
let's
on
hear.
YouTube.
sticky
Oh,
licky,
Yes.
man. That was everywhere.
look at this already. You have us listening
Yes,
to a genre we'd never
that's
heard about a
Right.
few
awesome.
minutes ago. And that's
Oh
your
man,
power. That's your purpose. That, well, one,
Mm-hmm.
you're
oh
walking in
man.
some of your purpose because I'm sure you have many more things to be revealed to you. But look at that. You've now introduced us to a whole new genre of Caribbean
Yeah.
music. Do you understand how important that is?
I'm under, I'm starting to.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Because
All
you
starting
right.
know,
to.
you know what it is. It's even if people are curious, I think sometimes they could be
Uh-huh.
overwhelmed, and then
Mm,
the
Mhm.
discomfort of the language barrier, right? So
right.
there's
Right.
that, and then it's also like maybe you may try. Let me YouTube Martinique carnival song, and then it's not good. You
Mm,
get maybe like a bad representation.
Right.
If you have someone who's like,
true. True.
yo, these ones are the five baddest ones, and like the energy you come with as
Which is
well,
Right.
you.
I think
Exactly.
it definitely has opened up people a lot, a lot, a lot. But
Mhm.
Marcus,
Mhm.
my question is
Yes,
like
ma'am.
you. So you have your Instagram platform. Are you have
Yes,
you
please.
extended outside of that? Like, do you have a podcast? Would you consider doing one?
Yeah. You see, my main thing is I don't want to be just another guy with a
But you're
podcast
not just another
because I feel
Mm-hmm.
guy.
like no,
I hear that, but
You
you
could
know,
never
No,
be
I,
just another guy
but
with
you
a
no, no,
know.
no.
podcast.
that's true.
Because
That's true. 'Cause I
they
know.
have people who have a mic and an editing suite,
Hmm.
and guests, but their personalities. I think the number one thing is your personality and your passion. So that's why we're saying that you cannot be
Yeah.
just another
Hmm.
guy. Because
Just
I
another
it would be
guy.
a
Right.
pleasure for me. Like I could imagine you have to also think about like the diaspora, right? Think about all of them West Indians and then New
Mhm.
York and they cold and they commuting to work.
Mm,
Imagine like hearing like the
Right.
joy of your voice in a podcast and say, "Yo,
yes.
Mhm.
listen, these are the thing, and I have this person," and like you even like how you're talking about the history
Yes.
of bachata
Right.
and how through your bandits
Mhm.
and all of that history, that is
Hmm.
amazing, and
Right.
it's given me a new appreciation of bachata. So for those who
Mhm.
aren't able to commit to Instagram, those who think about the people who clean the house on a Sunday,
Yeah.
it's a great
Right.
listen to have that
Yes.
piece of
Right.
And put on your podcast while they're
right,
cleaning or
Right. Cleaning.
cooking.
right.
Because
I
that could be,
love it.
listen,
You know what?
Halloween.
You know
That could be
what?
someone's version of church,
Yes, it
right?
Exactly.
You
is.
That
know.
could be
Yes, it
that could
is.
be their
Yes,
church,
it is.
your
Mhm.
podcast. Because
You know what?
come on,
You know what?
come on,
I
let's
will.
go,
Because
let's go.
I uploaded on TikTok and then everybody
Mm,
said, "Oh, you need an Instagram. That's
Mhm.
Instagram where everybody is. That's where all the
mm,
artists are. That's where all the promoters are. That's where all the
right,
other creators
right.
are." So I said, "Okay, I'll do Instagram." So I started Instagram.
Okay,
Instagram took off, and I said, "Okay." And now when I say start a podcast, so
let's go,
No,
man.
well,
definitely.
let's do
Well, we
it.
don't need the
Let's do it.
podcast, ladies. So we say we recommend highly, highly.
Yes,
I know I
yes.
Absolutely,
would listen.
Because it
absolutely.
could even be a thing
So
of the
nice.
history of the Caribbean through music.
Through
So like
Right.
with the
yes.
the example of bachata, then we can go about Trujillo and why he was so oppressive and why he did not like bachata and talking about the
Mm,
racial dynamics of the Dominican Republic. So
Mm-hmm.
then you can talk
right.
about the history of or that specific history of the DR through bachata.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can do
Mm,
And look at the cross pollination between you and Know Your Caribbean. You guys could do
right.
some kind of collaboration.
mm,
It's Music Month,
Mhm,
Black Music
mm,
Month in the States, as well as Caribbean American History
mm.
Month. Just
right.
think how you could possibly merge even just a one-off project, right?
Mhm.
The
I'm
Absolutely. I
down
would
for
love.
that.
music,
Oh,
the
I
I'm
would
very
love
history.
that.
down.
I'm just
I would love that.
saying.
I
I'm
would love
just
that.
Very, very
saying.
down. Very, very down. Even like
Come on
Yes.
now. Come
the
Yes.
history of pan, and like I'm
Ooh,
saying, like
the history of
from
the
the
time.
the, the banning of the drum, the development of
Yeah,
pan, you
man.
know, the
Yeah.
influences into like calypso and soca music, so we know and love now. Like
on.
that in itself
Mm.
is a history of Trinidad and the
It
wider Caribbean in
is.
an episode.
And Rapso, please never forget Rapso in that mix as well,
Absolutely.
right? Is often overlooked.
Absolutely.
Outside of Trinidad, it's kind of
Should have
overlooked.
overlooked a lot.
Yeah.
We gotta change
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah,
What
Very,
man.
very
You
Should
gotta,
have
overlooked.
Rapso?
overlooked.
what do you
Rapso. Do
mean?
I know a Rapso?
Yes.
Rapso.
Do we know what's a
Rapso.
popular Rapso?
It's very
Yeah.
niche. Rapso.
It's
It's
so
very.
Yes.
It's like you got.
iconic.
If you know it, you know it. If you
If you
don't
don't
know
know it,
it,
yeah.
You know what? It's
right.
it's like it sits. I feel like it sits in between the political commentary of
Uh-huh.
Mm.
calypso.
Mm.
It sits between there and the introduction of soca, right? So in terms of beats per
Yeah, I'll give you
minute,
Mm.
that. Yeah.
in terms of beats per
Mm-hmm.
minute, it's quicker
It's
pace,
not,
a
Mm-hmm.
little
but
quicker, not a
not
lot,
as fast
than
as
than
the
than
soca.
No.
traditional
Yeah,
calypso. So
Mm.
I'm talking like
yeah,
storytelling
yeah,
calypso,
yeah, yeah.
right? And social commentary and innuendos and all those things, right? And
Right.
so it kind of sits in between there and soca. So it's
Mm.
not as soca or groovy soca or power soca, and
Right.
it's very much storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
very very much storytelling. I like rap so, but I don't hear enough
Well, it's
about
supposed to be
it
like a combination of
at
rap
all.
and calypso. I think that the delivery of it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
so it's very, you know. Yes,
yes, very
Sherween.
niche.
You know who he Tree
Talk
Canal.
about
Tree
it.
Canal does a
Tree
lot of rap so.
Mm.
Canal. Tree Canal.
Yes,
Yes. 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 Yes.
that's
Right?
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Who.
I know
Right.
Tree Canal.
Right.
I know Tree
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna have to make a video about rap song now, man. But you were saying, oh, okay, please.
Canal.
Bye. Yes, please.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, oh
Uh-oh. Here we
God,
go. Here we go. Here we go.
oh
Oh
my
Lord. Oh Lord.
God.
What
Yes,
is your
please.
favorite genre
Mm.
of Caribbean?
Oh God,
Oh
what?
no, Compton.
Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh, she got to get me in trouble with the
Okay,
people. In.
top three,
Yeah.
top three.
Okay. My so my favorite genre would have to be soca.
Okay.
It would have to be soca, but only because of the language barrier that I have with Haitian
Oh,
Creole.
okay.
Okay.
If I was, because I'm still learning the language. If I was fluent in Haitian Creole, then my favorite genre would be compa.
Okay.
Mm,
Understood.
I love a compa.
mm,
I love a compa. Oh
Mm,
my god! So if
yes.
okay, so if I had to do my top three, it would be reggae,
okay.
then soca, and then compa.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Just like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause,
But I mean, you Bajan, you cannot not
oh
have
my
soca
days.
on there anyway, so it's okay.
Oh, you can't
Okay.
always have to have
Yes.
soca. Have to have
Uh-huh.
soca. Oh.
Fiona, let's turn that around to you. What are
Hmm.
your top three?
Ooh, let's talk.
Okay.
Let's get
I'll
into
take
it.
it.
Let's
I'll
get
take
into
it.
this.
Let's
Let's get
get
into
into it.
Top
it.
is Zouk slash Sukus.
Oof.
Top.
Ooh,
Um
come on, Kasam.
yeah. Because like in the Caribbean, in Saint Lucia in particular,
Mm,
there's a bit of a cross pollination that we're not aware of because we listen to a lot of sukus music that actually comes from
mm,
the francophone African countries. So songs I
mm,
grew up thinking,
mm,
oh, it's just a
mm.
Caribbean song I really like. Finding out the song is
Yes.
Congolese,
Yes.
or finding that the song from
Listen,
Togo. The
Fiona,
song like
and I just be 10 toes
yes,
down in my argument with
yes,
people, and then I'm
yes,
wrong because it's
yes,
not
That's not
yes.
from the Caribbean,
Ah,
my
It's
girl.
not.
from
It's
the
my
not.
Caribbean.
But
days.
it
Oh
was
So
my
such
many
a
days.
times.
staple.
So
So
many
okay, so
times.
we listen to a lot of French African music. So that
Mm.
Mm,
soukous element. So is that a Caribbean genre? No, but I grew up thinking
no.
it was. Um,
Yes.
So
so
then,
Okay.
by all
huh?
means, let's count it.
Yes, because
Let's
when
count it.
Let's
because
count. Let's count it for
We
today.
take it.
Let's count
We
it.
take it. Listen, it's our brothers and sisters, yeah?
it
Yes,
is.
So
please.
And then when I
Yeah.
started to go into deeper into like Congolese music into the 60s and things like that, and I've
Mm.
totally enjoyed it. So there's sukus and there's zouk, right?
mm,
So zouk is a different
okay.
genre, right? But
Okay.
that's my number one.
Right.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
would say that I would say that soca and dancehall are tied, and then
Mm-hmm.
reggae is
Ooh.
after that. But a specific
Oh,
era of dancehall, which would be 90s. The new
come on
dancehall for
now.
me, don't
Come
touch me. Yeah.
Come
on.
on now.
Let's
Come
get
on now.
into it.
Yes.
Yeah, 90s dancehall. The
Yes.
new dancehall doesn't
Yes,
resonate with
Yes.
me
please.
at all.
Come
Yes.
At
on.
all, at all. But
Yes.
since we've
Love
asked
it.
the two of us,
Uh-huh.
then how we have to ask everybody
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Who?
Wow. Okay.
Chantal? Me?
Sherween.
Stop.
Oh Lord.
Um,
Three. I know what mine are. I am very clear. I know
mine's
what mine are.
easy. Mine's very
Go
similar to
ahead.
Fiona. 90s
Mm,
dancehall. I am a
Okay.
dancehall girl.
Okay.
Boom,
mm,
Through and
Right.
through. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I love my soca a lot. I love soca,
Mm-hmm.
boom.
but I
Mm-hmm.
also love calypso. I love
mm.
calypso.
Mm.
Especially the old
Mm.
calypso.
Mm.
We're talking about
Yes.
the kitchenas, we're talking about Sparrow,
Ooh.
we're talking about the oh my god, chop dust. We're talking about all them
Chopped
type.
us.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
them is
Chopped us.
kaiso. That is
Mm,
Yes.
kaiso.
Yes.
They're not the,
Kaiso.
and
Kaiso.
extempo. I like
Yes.
extempo as well. I don't know if
yes.
y'all
Yo,
know.
Yes,
I
yes.
love
please.
extempo.
Yes,
Extempo is
Sherween, bring
storytelling,
it. Bring
dropping
it.
chat. Hey, saying the
Yes.
thing with your
Yes.
Let's
chest
get
and laughing.
into
Hey, I
it.
love that shit.
Yes. Yes.
But
Okay.
my soca is my thing. Soca, dancehall, 90s
Mm.
dancehall in particular.
Mm.
90s,
Mm.
early
Okay.
2000s dancehall, that is my thing. And the last
Okay.
one, I love me some bouillon. I love my Dominica people. You see bouillon?
Shit.
You
Yes.
see
Yes.
bouillon?
Yes. Yes.
Them fellas have that
Yes.
down to a T.
They
You
Love.
see
do.
the way I
Yes.
Right.
see them fellas wake
Yes.
up on the morning, go to the station, the studio, and just say whatever the hell they want. That is why I love them. That is why I
Listen.
love them. They
Yeah,
just
Woo-hoo.
it
rock
has
up
a
and they say, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
something, I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk the most shit today. and I'm making a song out of it, and that's what they're doing, and the thing rocking.
Rocking,
Them
rocking,
fellas
Sherween,
Right.
It's a
But
realness
rocking.
speaking
of
of
it.
which, right?
Okay.
Speaking of which, right? I said one time, I said that Guadeloupean bouillon might be better than Dominican bouillon. Ooh.
What's
Hey,
going on?
man, the people
Right?
weren't happy with me.
Malfunction, malfunction, malfunction. My
Wow.
mic.
My
What?
friend. Hey, but
Wow.
Nah,
Wow.
nah,
I'm the Guadeloupe
Right,
no.
music.
right.
I was banned for Dominican for like a month.
Very brave.
Guadeloupe Bouillon
You are
and
very
Martinique,
brave.
Guadeloupe and
What?
Martinique music, they're playing a lot down here now, eh?
Mhm.
Now,
Mm,
music
Man,
is like
yeah.
we go Friday nights, we always Friday nights, and
right.
every Friday night, the Creole music,
Hmm.
that is top thing down here now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
Yeah.
yeah,
understand
yeah,
why you would say that,
yeah. But
but my
Mm.
boy,
friend,
you're
Nah,
brave.
Guadeloupe
Dominican
don't have
Bouillon
that.
You
was
are
Yeah, they don't
very,
have the
very
hey,
hits.
brave.
It was a
hey,
hot take. It was a hot take.
They
It
don't
was
have
a
the
hot
hot hits.
Wow.
take.
Very, very hard.
and
Okay. I need to process that. I need to
What?
make space for that. And when we finish, I need to lie down on my bed and he really said that. He
He
really
said, drink
said
a cup
that.
of tea and just
but
digest.
can I have an honorary mention? Can I have an honorary
Oh,
mention? You
okay.
said free,
Go
but I'm going to
ahead.
go for. I cannot
Go
not
ahead.
mention my Denry segment here, my friend. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Honorary
Yeah.
All
Yes.
mention,
right.
Denry
All
Yes.
right.
segment.
Fair enough. Fair
Simmons,
enough. Fair enough.
them fellas have the thing. So
But you know
Mm.
Mm,
what's interesting because with
mm,
Denry segment, it was and still is kind of classified as a subgenre of soca, and
yeah,
I would
right.
Um,
disagree
Right.
because when you
it's not,
Yes.
not at
no,
all.
because
It stands by itself. It
it
stands
is a
Yeah,
alone.
very
standalone, and
much.
then when you start looking at like the history of
Yeah.
it, where
Mm.
it derives from this is my
Mm,
interpretation, but from
mm,
solo music. So
mm,
Mm.
solo is our
yes,
traditional music,
mm,
and Denry
Mhm.
is has
mm,
a very strong community where they play the solo music. So it is they have
mm,
the bamboo drum knocking it, shack shack,
mhm,
and
mhm.
the
the
lyrics are
horns.
very yeah the lyrics are
Okay.
very raw, very basic, but and it's kind of the call and
Right.
response kind of thing like that. And
Right.
it solo comes
I
down
love a call and
well,
response.
well. And then when you look at
Yeah.
solo be Denry being the kind of one of the epicenters of that genre of
Mm,
music, you can see where those fellas got that influence from. So
Yep,
it's had a very
mm.
completely different journey to
to
soca
soca.
and stuff like that.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't put it
Okay.
as, oh, this is just a genre of soca.
Right. Of
Yeah, man.
soca.
So
Mm.
Chantal, did you
Okay.
give us your three?
No, she hasn't.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
By all means.
Listen.
Okay. Now, for people who know
Mm.
me, I don't think that my number one is going to come as much of a surprise. And my number one genre, my favorite, my favorite, jab.
It's not a
Oh,
surprise for me.
I knew Fiona wouldn't
I
be surprised.
yeah.
Jab.
Yes,
love
Yes.
it.
yes,
Chantal don't like them
yes,
softy
yes.
soca's, they
Come
are
on
right, but that's not her thing.
Hmm.
When I
That's
when
not
I
my
found out
thing.
about Chantal liking that kind of hard soca is when she tell me she love Dr. Mashup by Marshall.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. And I experienced it for the first time in Dominica. For the first time, I
Make
experienced
room.
Chantal
I
listening
love
to
that.
Doctor.
Make room when that song come on for
Dr.
you.
Master.
That was
Dr.
Okay.
something.
Marshall, and I wouldn't even class that as jab, is jab
Yes.
adjacent, but I do love that
Mm-hmm.
song, Dr. Mashup. And the reasons why I love that song, the lyrical content, the way Marshall was throwing
Hey,
word upon you know
yes.
who, it was
Fun, you
sublime.
know
It
who,
was
absolutely.
upon you know who, upon you know who,
Uh,
right? Wata wata. Anyway, right. But the lyrical content and the delivery, I think is some of the best delivery Marshall has ever
Mm.
done.
right.
I do. And
Mm,
I just wish that song had had a bigger year. I don't remember
right.
what was around that year,
Mm.
but it took away from me I mean, I literally used to walk up to DJs that summer, and Fiona could attest to
Yes.
that, and just say, "Can you
Please. Yes.
just, I
Please,
beg,
Yes.
just play Dr. Mashup,
just played
all
it
right?
one time.
Just one time." But Grenadians, have no fear. I'm bringing it back to
Right,
pure jab.
Yes.
right.
And the reason
Fucking
that
Salton. Yes.
you know what I mean? The reason that, and I think it stems from the music of St. Kitts and Nevis, our soca, our version of soca is very similar to jab.
Mm,
It's staccato,
Mhm.
it's hard, it's when I was growing up, only boys and men when they were playing like the band music would be up front jumping up
mm,
and down. And for
Mhm.
me, I was like, but I want to be in there jumping up and down because I like that hard beat, the
Right.
staccato, doom, 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 doom. Like I really, there's something in that that really, my cells just come
yep.
alive, literally, right? And so when jab started to have resonance outside of Grenada, I was like the happiest person ever. Okay, so going to a fete and not just hearing Trini music, Bajan music, whatever,
Mhm.
hearing real jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like I would be in the shittiest mood and I hear a jab song and it's like, ah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
right? Because
Right.
I love the aggressiveness of it.
How?
I
Right.
really, really do. I love the move up my way, move out my way.
Unapologetic.
I
Mhm.
getting out bad.
Yes.
I waving my
Yes.
chain.
Yeah.
Everything. I am that person. Like that.
Right.
That is a side of me that people don't see. They see me as this gentle, flowing dress
Yes.
wearing
Yes, it's
Mhm.
person,
true.
and I am that. I am that. But I am also right, and also. So
Yeah.
yes, I will sit and namaste you to death, right? But I will also, I mean, okay, perfect
Pick
example.
up a chair and run with
That's
it.
right. I will pick up a chair, pick up something. Yeah.
Listen.
But also when I was
Hey.
5 years old, this is a true story.
Mm.
So 5 years old in Nevis is Culturama. And I am home. And say my home is up the road, Craddock
Mm.
Road. And my great aunts live down the road where the drum, and this is drum, not band. This is when drums were on
Mm,
the road.
Mm.
I could hear the drum about to go down the
mm,
main road, right? I have on my pajamas. I run down the road, get myself situated on my great aunt's
mm.
gallery to
Mm.
greet the drum. When the drums are coming down the road, Miss Little Shani is
The spirit
in there
calling
with the big
you.
people them and the drum. Like, yo, what y'all doing? What we doing? It's Juve, it's drum, it's
Mm,
masquerade.
Right.
That's what I want to hear. So
Right.
yes, I love pretty mass. I love pretty
mm,
mass. Oh gosh,
Mm.
I love a pretty mass. But real Juve, actual true
Mm.
Juve that occurs in the dark, not
Oh,
this
mm,
Juve that
mm,
they have on some islands where it's bright o'clock. Like what is
mm.
that? That is not Juve. Okay,
yeah.
it's too sunny. What are we doing
Yes.
here? Right? I
Yeah.
like getting dirty because
Yeah.
there is a freedom in that. And jab gives me that freedom.
Mhm.
But I will bust a ballet in a jab. I will do
But it's
that.
about freedom. It's not,
I
there's
will
no one way
bust,
to do it.
I will bust a pirouette. I
The
will
girl
bust
said
a
she'll bust
pirouette.
a ballet in the
I
jab.
will. I
What's
will
a
bust a
ballet in the
ballet.
Will you have that squid
jam?
in your mouth
You know
too?
that. Listen. You know that
Wow.
song. Oil it up. Oil it. Oil it up. Right. I
Island
will
up,
do some
hey!
pirouettes
Island!
in that
Talk
shit. Yes, I will.
about
Come on now, because it is that
Mm,
juxtaposition. It is,
it.
we are
Okay.
all of these things. We are made up of the light, the shadow, the rough, the clean, the dirty, the magic,
Mhm.
the butterflies, the oil, the
mm.
chain. That for
Right.
me is who I am. I am
Mhm.
a Caribbean woman. Jab is my number one genre. Okay,
Mm.
to be clear,
I like
jab.
that. I like
Yeah.
it.
Thank you very much. Number two, again, yes, I love a reggae. I
Mm.
love a reggae. I mean, I'm Jamaican.
Mm.
I love a reggae. I freed my Jamaican family. No, but there is, and I don't even think it's a separate genre to
Mhm.
reggae, but there's a new school of women, of young women who are songwriters, who are singers, who are producers,
Savannah.
right? Who are
Savannah.
all the things. Savannah,
Jazzy
Jazzy
Lee's Lila
Lease,
Ike.
Naomi Cowan,
Right.
Lila
Hey!
Ike. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
Rise
come
now,
yeah.
through,
people.
come
Prop, prop, prop,
through.
prop.
Come on,
Like,
That
man.
rap, rap,
time.
rap, rap.
But
And I
yes,
feel like they need a
Yeah.
genre, right?
They
I feel like
Yeah.
they need
honestly,
a
yeah,
genre of
yeah.
all of them. And there's so many more. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, these are the ones who I started to follow and listen to like in
Mm,
2019,
yes,
2018-ish,
yes.
right?
right.
And I have seen them grow and blossom. And there are more. There's someone that I tapped into a few months ago, and I keep on coming back to her, but her name escapes me right
Mm-hmm.
now. And it's them,
Mm,
that music, you
Yep.
know? When we I mean, even that Fry Plantain that Leela released,
Yes,
was it
that's what
last year?
Mm.
with the
With
Lucian
what's his
fella.
name?
What's his name?
Listen, the American
Lucian,
rapper. I sound like my auntie. That young man that raps.
his name
But
Lucian. Excuse me.
Joey, is it
Joey
Joey
Badass.
Badass?
His son
Joey
Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
We're about
man.
Joey
Is it
Badass is
Lucian?
Saint Lucian. Yes.
What?
We
Yes.
claiming him?
Nice.
Huh? We,
You
I
I
don't
claiming
know.
it?
think we
You're
claim
not
Are we
him.
claiming
saying?
it?
I don't know.
What
I
what
just,
he do? What he do?
sometimes
What he do?
He said,
I don't
yeah.
know if you did it.
What
If you,
happened? What
I don't know.
happened?
I just
He
Okay.
said,
checking.
yeah.
He's a colorist? He's a colorist?
No, I don't
Because
I
that
don't
would
know.
make me done with
Well,
you a long time. One
I don't
time.
know. He was not
Why
colorist.
we
We
not
got
claim him?
to do some research
We
later.
might
Okay.
investigate
Let,
it.
let, let, we, let me not claim him just yet. Let me
But I
just.
want to claim him. He
But
cute.
yes,
Why,
th-
why?
there is
Wow.
that. Oh, Sherween.
Jeez,
Yes.
So
dog,
there is
brother.
definitely that music,
Yeah,
that
man. With
reggae.
Protege,
I
Remix,
love.
Jesse Royal, them fellas there.
Yes,
Mm,
Hey,
yes,
that is my thing. That
yes.
is
I Yeah, man. I'm rolling, and that's not to
Mm.
say I don't love classic reggae because I do.
right.
It's all in me, right? But we're
Mhm.
talking about the top three. All right, number three.
There
Number
it is.
three. Number three. Zouk. Come on now. It have to be Zouk. Come on now,
Absolutely.
people. Oh,
Uh,
come on now. Like, what are we talking about? The top three?
mm,
Zouk have to be in there. I grew up in a small island.
Amen.
Zouk, outside of the English speaking Caribbean music, it was then Zouk.
Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as much as everybody in the French speaking islands love Zouk, this little island of Nevis, where we were doing cultural exchanges with
Right.
Guadeloupe and Martinique as young people,
Right.
Zouk, Zouk.
There it
For
is.
sure.
And I
But,
was so
but
jealous.
now
Hmm.
I have a
Go ahead.
question. Now.
Okay.
For St. Kitts and Nevis, right?
Mhm.
There is a genre called Wilders, I believe it is. Yes.
Yes.
Sound like
Okay.
he going deep.
I know. I want to know
Tell
is that a genre of its own or is it a offset of soca music?
it. And this is what I was talking about, where that
Mhm.
music is very jab adjacent,
Mm.
Right.
right? Which is
Mhm.
probably why I have an affinity for jab as well. There's
Correct.
lots of similarities in the musicality of that. I didn't even know it had a name because I
Mhm.
feel like people were asking last year from St. Kitts and Nevis, what is our music actually called? Right?
Right.
What is our soca
Mm.
called? Because we've recently developed what we're calling the creative economy, which is
Okay.
really trying to get things in order in the
Mhm.
creative industry in St. Kitts and Nevis. And one of their focuses, of course, is music and identifying that we do actually have a genre of
Mm-hmm.
soca. So I didn't know that they already gave it a name. What did you call it? Wilders?
Wilders, yes.
Well, it makes sense because it's wild, right? So,
Yes.
and listen, I mean, if you listen to some of the road marches for the last few years, Outside Again
Oh,
was
outside again
Outside
is all
Again on the road again.
again.
Ba, ba,
Come
ba,
on,
ba,
I feel
ba.
man.
like Chantal
Yeah,
should sing a
like,
song, man. You find her voice
we
nice.
don't worry, don't worry. We
Big
singing next year,
tune.
Shani. We singing next year.
Big
Next year we
tune.
going and sing. Fiona, myself
you're
will be
funny.
the backup singers.
But yes,
We'll bring Marquis too.
we do have
Marquis, we know too.
we have a genre, Marquis. We do. And I'm happy that you were able to tell me what it is. Because as I
Yeah.
said, I know that it's been a
Mm.
conversation. Like we need to name it
Mhm.
because it is very distinct, right? And it's
Right.
not tree soca, it's not jab, it's not.
Mhm.
It is very Kittitian vision. And I I want to say more Kittition because back in the day, St. Kitts had the bigger bands, right? But
Right.
we have bands here too on Nevis, and so it's the same sound. So it's definitely a shared genre.
Right.
Yeah, and I like it. I do it. I feel that production wise, it has some refining to do, and that's
Mm.
because maybe we just need people to pour more money into our artists and musicians and support them more so that they
Right.
can have the slick studios and the slick studio production so that
Right.
the music can travel further. I mean, there was a song many years ago called Big Bamboo, hey, by a
Ooh.
band called Casanova. And I remember I was interning at Choice
Mm-hmm.
FM with J, big up. And I there, I used to co-produce the Caribbean Affair with him.
Okay.
And next thing I hear this song, and I'm like, excuse me. Martin just watched me and a wink. He said, Shani, your song bad, your song bad. And I was so elated to hear a Vision song being played on the
Mm.
hottest radio station in London. I'm like, what?
I
Yes,
love it.
Big
Amazing.
Bamboo Casanova. It's on YouTube. It's on
You know,
YouTube.
remember?
And to me, that song can
Write
still
that
stand.
down.
It can still
Is it
stand.
You
though?
remember
It
we
can
used to
still
have a
stand.
song. Was it our? Isn't this
Something
the
have a
song?
big
A big
bamboo, big
bamboo, big
bamboo, have a big
bamboo, big
bamboo,
bamboo.
something
No,
have
no,
a
no,
big
no
bamboo. Is
no
that the
bamboo,
song?
no bamboo, no
Everybody have a big
bamboo.
bamboo. Come on
I was
now.
wondering.
Watch
I thought it was
Ting.
the
Big
same
bamboo.
one.
Big
Big
bamboo by
bamboo.
who? Who
Casanova.
by?
The band is
Let me
Casanova.
take
Casanova.
notes.
And the lead singer at the time,
Yeah.
Gregory Fleming was the lead singer at the time, I
Is it that
think.
same
Or
song?
maybe not. Some have no bamboo at all. Oh, that song
Okay.
was. And we had, listen, Marquis, I
Yes,
got to
please.
big up Nevis one more
Mm-hmm.
time.
All
Our
right.
road march, Sherween
Uh-huh.
was here. Our
Mm-hmm.
road march for last year, Culture Ram. I don't even know, it wasn't road march because he didn't
Mm-hmm.
enter. But the
Ooh.
unofficial road
Mm-hmm.
march
Right.
for Carnival Culturama last year was oh gosh, hot
Heat
heat wave,
wave.
heat
Mm-hmm.
He went
wave.
by
I
he
tabulous, I tabu.
oh
Oh God, oh my
I
God,
love my oh
Marquis, that song should be
God.
it should be big up.
That
It should
but that's so that's how it's needed as a video song.
That's a Nevis song, okay?
Mm-hmm. Not even
Oh,
St.
That
Kitts.
is Nevision,
that's
not even St.
that's a
Kitts.
new
Mm-hmm.
vision song.
Nevision artist, Nevision band, heat
Why?
wave.
He Wave
Listen,
was
that
a
song,
big tune last
big
year.
tune, big
Big tune.
big tune. And
My
he's
God,
such
today.
a lovely young man.
Yeah,
He's
man.
such a lovely young man. I cannot. You know, when somebody just has good
Mm-hmm.
energy,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
just want pure good things for them? I
Mm-hmm.
tabulous. So, wait, Fiona, have you ever heard Heatwave?
No.
Oh, somebody play it.
We'll play
Somebody
it.
I'll
play it.
Don't
bring it up.
worry. We'll play it. We'll play it.
I'll bring it. We'll
We
bring
playing
it
it.
up.
Are
Somebody
you
gotta
kids?
play
Stuff
it,
like
man.
that.
Okay, let
Shani
me
pull
bring it
out the
up. Let me bring it
glasses.
up.
Somebody gotta
Watch
play
it.
it.
Shani
Gotta
Fiona,
pull out
play
the
it, man.
glasses.
listen,
So
I'm not even ashamed.
Oh, the
I'm not,
glass.
yeah,
I'm not,
and the glass is well cushiony, well on the side.
My
I
girl said,
tell you,
my
I
girl said,
tell
get
you,
into it. Get into
that
it.
it's such, oh, look at here. One time, I've Googled it so many
But
times.
Marquis,
Boom, bang.
I have
Yes,
a,
please.
Okay.
as
Okay. Here you
a,
go,
okay.
Fiona.
Yay.
Dripping wet, I feel it
Yeah,
running down
it's
on me
finished, it's
neck.
finished.
Don't
Yeah,
know
it's
if it's
finished.
water or sweat, but it's the wet inside your back. And when you face them,
It's hotter than a furnace.
on the water
Let me
pipe
see.
and
Then cool it down.
Who's
What a whistle like?
what's the name of the artist?
hotter than a furnace. I want you on the water pipe.
Boy,
It's such a
What's the name of
tune.
what's
It
the
is
name of
boy,
the
Fiona.
it's a
artist?
tune.
Itabulous heat wave.
I
He
Fiona.
Tib
gave.
Itabulous.
I
I
tabulous.
Tib you
Itabulous.
Lus. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Plus.
What a
I want,
tune.
it's a, Marky,
What a tune. Me and
I
you right
like,
here. We're right here.
we're right
Okay,
I
it's
and
so
I, we're right
it's
here.
officially on iTunes. So I will be adding
It's on
it.
Yeah.
Spotify as
I
well.
will be
You'll
adding
find it
it.
on Spotify.
Thank you for the
Please add it.
suggestion. So,
It is a
Marquis,
tune.
we have to be mindful of
Mhm.
Yes,
time,
please.
but
Oh gosh.
Mhm.
because
What's
we've
that?
been here over an hour, and just
Oh,
Oh, how's it
how
been?
this episode is going to
Oh,
be
wow.
edited down, I don't know, because there's a lot of things that we went
I
through.
don't know.
But I think for you as as a Bajan, and to me,
Yes, please.
for me in particular, I find Barbados soca has a specific sound.
Oh,
I think
Oh,
yes.
I
absolutely.
can tell it's a Bajan
Mm.
song even before the person
Yes.
open their mouth and saying it's nothing to do with
Yes.
nothing
Absolutely.
to do with the accent. So do you know
Mm,
anything about like the influences or the history of Bajan soca in particular?
mhm. And Bajan soca, so it's called Bashment Soca,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Huh.
And
Yes,
I gotta give
yes.
credit to Lyric. Lyric, the man, the
Yep.
underdog,
Yep.
the hyper dog.
Yep.
Lyric.
Yep.
Come
Yep.
on. Come
That man.
on.
So he's the one that we would say really created, or I should say, said offset the
Mm-hmm.
music. That man is the one that pushed it to the world. And it would say it's soca on top of a dance hall
Mm-hmm.
rhythm.
Mm.
And Bashment Soca took over to the point where they made a Bashment Soca monarch in
Oh, they
Barbados.
did. I didn't know that.
That's how
Ah.
that's how big it got. Bashment Soca. The minute you hear it, the minute you hear the beat go
Mm-hmm.
down, and it's just
Mm.
like you said, you know Bashment Soca when you hear it. You know it when you
Yes,
hear it,
yes.
and you hear that raw Bajan
Mm-hmm.
twang,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
Bajan
Yep.
Creole.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh.
gone
Yep.
clear,
Mm-hmm.
gone clear. Cheese on brothers, and I love it. Cheese
Yes.
on brothers. I
Yes.
love it. Cause cause for a long time, right? Bajans would sing back in the 90s and 80s. They sung very Trini-ish, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Or very
Yes.
Jamaican-ish. You know,
Yes.
because they wanted their music to be, acceptable to the main
Mm-hmm.
market.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that nowadays the new generation is singing in their accent, singing in their
Yes.
Yeah.
dialect, singing in their Creole. And I love that. And I love that not just in Barbados, but throughout the Caribbean. We're
Yes.
singing more so in our Lucian Creole,
Mm-hmm.
our Martinique
Mm-hmm.
Creole, in our Vinci Creole. Our actual voices are coming through, not just to be popular to the Chinese or to the
Mm-hmm.
Americans or to the
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Brits. I want my music, my voice, my accent, my history, my culture to be authentic.
Mm.
I want it to be here. I want you to know me as I am, not as you want me
Yes.
to be. And that's how I feel the Bajans are doing. That's how I feel everybody's doing. And I love
Yep.
it.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
I love it too because
Yes.
the Bajan accent gets a lot of you know gets a lot of flack in the
Oh,
community. And when I was younger, I was caught up in that same narrative. Boy, like you can't understand nothing
Mm.
Bajan saying whatever. But for me, when I
uh-huh.
start to like look deeper into, because we say it's Bajan Creole, because when you look at how the
Right.
Mm.
words are like words like wuna, like it's not
Right.
it's not an
Right.
English word. It's
Not
not
the
an
English
English word
word,
at all.
right?
So when you look at
Yeah.
so many things in the Bajan language and stuff like that, and I think people should
Mhm.
really open themselves to understanding like how beautiful the Bajan accent is.
Mm.
Because sometimes when people say how like
Mhm.
unintelligible, they say it's not intelligible when you hear like hard Bajans
Right.
talking.
Mm.
I
Mm.
personally find that's
Mhm.
a beautiful thing because it in itself is a
Mm.
form of, when you look at Barbados history in terms of its
Mm.
Mhm.
relationship with Britain, its forced aspirations to be Little Britain, and all
Little
of those kind of
Britain.
things
Whoo,
like that.
Mhm.
So
son.
the fact that the accent is that distinct and distinctly, it's
Mhm.
not close to
Mm.
any other accent in the entire
Any
region,
other
Nope.
island.
It is
right?
not.
And
It
then
is
for
not.
for a
Yep.
country that has been English for 400 years, because they landed in
Mm.
All
Barbados
of us
in
are. Yeah.
1625, right? So
Let's
they
get
started it.
into
So
it.
so and they have been English up until when did you all become 2022? So basically for four.
20,
Was it
2020, yeah.
Yeah, 20,
Yeah, two
yeah.
years ago.
So
Yeah.
What
it has
year?
been it
Three
has
years.
been that
Boy.
y'all have been English for 400 years. There haven't been no French people come there and
Mm.
drop a little
No,
seasoning.
nothing.
No Spanish people
Right.
come there and drop. No, y'all have been English,
Bare
Little
Britain.
Britain,
Just
Yeah.
English.
Bibshire, all of this
Whole
Barbados.
time.
And
God.
the fact that y'all have developed your own language, right?
Mm.
Because that's what the Bajan Creole
Yeah.
is, your own
Thank
language.
you.
It's
Yes,
not
it
Mm.
broken
is.
English, bastardized
It is
English,
not a
bad
dialect.
English.
It
Not
is
a
It
a
is a
dialect. No.
language
language.
that has been
Yes,
Mm.
it is.
developed by the many tribes that came across the waters. Okay. and created its
Man.
own language. So when people like to
Uh-huh.
talk shit about Bajans, and then yes, sometimes I may have to focus a little bit, but I don't do it from a
Yeah.
critical
Yeah.
standpoint. I'm
No.
like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
actually, this is like completely in it is in the same way like how we say our Creole
Mm-hmm.
is a form of resistance because it was a language that was developed um that was developed on a plantation, so massa not going to understand you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
So because they used to call it when you looking like when I was in some of my research, they'd call it the N-word French, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Or
boy.
they speak the
Yeah,
Right.
boy.
N-word English, right? So it is creating
Really?
Mhm.
our own languages for our own spaces. So this is what the Bajan accent is. So you talking about the Bajan artists, like the Alison Hines and the the all of these
Mm.
popular
Right.
foundational soca artists having
Mhm.
um to be malleable to try and fit in to be accepted into Trinis because into the
Mm.
Trini soca
Mhm.
space. And now this generation
Right.
is
Mm.
so they're talking hard
What's
Bajan and
that?
Bondad.
I
Right.
love it.
Yep.
All
All of
right.
Bondad.
them
We're
on
here.
all the
Bondad.
islands.
Right
All of
here.
them like on
But the
Okay.
that.
thing is, but
Right.
we have to give props to the Edwins and
Of
the
course.
Allisons and the
Yes,
Rupees
of
for
course,
Absolutely.
opening that
of
door
Of
course.
Yes.
course.
to allow our generation to be able to
Yes.
be who we want to be. You
100%.
Yes,
know.
Marquis.
100%.
Right.
Because I
100.
remember growing
Right.
up, because it was the assumption. I know a lot of people thought Alison was Trini for a long time
Yes,
because she was popular
Right.
Why?
and
Right.
I never
and
thought
only
that. Who
yes,
thought
popular.
that?
yes.
Lots of people thought
I
she
know. I
was
know for a
Trini.
fact she was
Who?
too.
Lots of people
Who
say,
thought
"Oh no,
A
that?
lot of
that's a Trini
people.
song," and
Right.
Nevis said no.
Because
That's
maybe
crazy to
because that's how I am
me.
Bazadi, because Bazadi is not a Bajan
Yeah.
word, that's a Trini word. So when
Oh,
they heard
okay.
Bazadi, they're like, what's a
Mm.
Bazadi?
What? I never knew that. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
I grew up on a small island, which for us, it was very obvious that
Right.
Allison was Bayesian. I don't know. Maybe it's something about how we hear things
Yeah, people
versus,
thought
I
people
Mhm.
don't know,
thought
boy.
Rupi was Trini because of
Yeah.
his complexion
Girl,
and he crossed over into
no.
mainstream. That yes, man.
What?
See,
There's a again.
Rupi, that's my guy. I
Me
love Rupi,
too.
man.
Rupee's
He's
amazing.
lovely. Rupi is
Dude.
lovely. But
Wow.
but Marquis,
Interesting.
you're right. They did open the door
Yeah, man.
to allow, and
Mm.
it's not a critique at all of them having
Mhm.
to
Mm.
kind of shape shift just a little bit to get themselves
To
in,
get
inside the
in.
door
Yeah.
To get
because
Yeah, of
in.
Yeah,
course.
You
Of
because you
course.
have to
that
absolutely.
do to
is
get in.
Of
Yes.
course.
Do what you got
Yeah.
is
to
the
do.
same
But
imperialism
you
we
know
were
what,
talking about
Fiona?
before.
There's an artist and she's not soca,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
I've been watching her for a while. I think I told you about her before, Fiona. I think Marquise, she's Amanda Ferrer.
It's the
oh
Bajan
Do you
yes,
know
girl.
who I
I
mean?
think I
yes,
know who you're
yes,
talking
yes,
about.
yes.
Yes.
The
Yes.
beautiful young
Yo.
Bajan girl.
She was in
Yes.
a she was in a band. She was in a band called Summer
Hey!
Drive. Yeah,
That girl is
yes,
fire. I love
Fire.
her.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
Fire.
unapologetically Bajan.
Yes. Yes.
Unapologetically.
Yes.
Unapologetically
Yes.
Bajan. I love
Yes,
Love
her. I
her.
love
yeah.
her.
Love
She has
this.
a video. Do you know Nandy, the
No.
dancer?
No.
No.
Could
No.
maybe.
There's a dancer. She's a popular dancer in Barbados and now the Caribbean. Her name is
Mm-hmm.
Nandy,
Okay.
and
Right.
she and another guy named Spinny. They have a dance class. They've been traveling through the Caribbean,
Nice.
the
Okay.
diaspora, and
Mhm.
Amanda has Nandy in her video
Are you
dancing.
dumb? Is it Are You Dumb
I
video?
think
Oh,
I think
it
so.
has to
Yeah,
be Are
Which
You
is
Dumb
like,
where all of them
it,
yes,
it has to be Are You Dumb with them
it has
dancers
to be.
there.
that
That
video
Right.
song is hot.
fire.
It might
That
be.
Okay?
video
It might
fire.
be. I have to look at it too.
Fire. Fire.
I am
Okay.
looking
But
for
But yeah,
Nandi.
and like I said, like yeah, I first heard of Amanda from 2020 for Crumple because she was in a
Yes.
band, took a band
Yes.
Okay.
back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and then she set
Yeah.
off on her own and she just took off, and I
She
Nice.
love
is.
that for her.
Right.
Love her. Love
Right.
that
Yeah.
for her. I
Yes.
love the Caribbean. I love us so much. You know what I
Oh,
love about us when it comes to music, especially?
mhm.
As much as we were here saying, the English speaking don't really listen to the French speaking, I
Right.
find that we have the most eclectic musical taste in the
Ooh,
world. In
talk
the
about it.
world. In the
Yeah.
Talk
world.
about it.
Hands down.
Talk about it.
Nobody listen to more genres of
And
music
us.
than us. Ain't
And us.
nobody
Mm. As
in
the kids
the
say,
world.
clock it, as the
Okay?
kids say.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. We
Yeah, man.
listen to, I grew up listening to
Yep.
everything. I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm.
everything. Heavy
Everything.
Girl,
metal, country and western,
Country
soft
music,
rock,
we're in a
adult
chokehold.
adult contemporary, pop, R&B,
Done
classical
know.
music,
everything.
steel pan, drum,
Mhm.
fife, like
Pan,
All.
everything,
Yeah.
iron,
all house,
everything.
electronica, rap, hip
Mhm.
hop, just
We
everything.
will
We
Right.
have an
sing.
appreciation.
We will
Listen,
sing
Kurt Cobain,
cranberries.
Everything.
Kirk
We will
Cobain, put
sing
on put on Teen
Whitney,
Spirit in a soca fete, and
Celine.
Yeah.
everybody will still jump up
We
to it.
will.
And we will
We
sing.
will.
And we will
We
sing.
will. Listen, do you know that we have a Dennery segment remix to a country music song? What you talking about?
Yes, I would
What is
believe
wait
that.
this year?
Yes, I
Buster,
This
would
year?
believe
Buster,
that.
What is
unique.
it called?
Hey,
What is it
Buster,
called?
what's the name?
I
What is
must
it
find it.
called?
Steady as she
And she go. It's like
goes.
steady and she
This
goes.
one is not lying. Hey, and
And it's
the
like,
Dennis
Where?
and
segment,
it's, and it's
Where?
like,
Where?
Caribbean,
What's
look
your
at
name?
it, turn
come
it.
under
Run it
the
and take it back.
I
gun.
can't.
Yes.
That mad. That's hey, if you hear that, we just be
What's
whining
the
to it.
name? What's the
Steady
Let
as
name?
me
she
see if I can
goes,
find
and
it.
put Dennis
Steady
segment
as she
steady
go.
Yeah,
as
Steady as
she
she
steady
go.
as
goes.
she goes.
Steady as she go.
I love us.
I
I
love
love
Listen,
us
it.
we have
so
no
bad.
boundaries.
None,
None.
None.
Just
none.
mix it up. I heard
None.
during
Soca.
Culturama, they were doing
Mm.
soca versions to Afrobeat, eh? And I was crying tears, just
That's
laughing because we are
us,
so
man.
brazen. We are so
Yes.
brazen. We
Right.
so don't care.
Yes.
We gonna make it a
We're gonna
soca
Yes.
make it
song.
Mm.
ours.
We're gonna make it.
Whatever,
We're gonna make it
whatever.
suit us.
We're gonna make it
But-
We'll
our
take
own.
it
mm.
and make it
Okay?
suit us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We absolutely will.
That's
I
We
it.
love
That's
absolutely
that.
it.
will.
But
Fiona,
I,
the
you
Mm.
other
know,
day you had up a status, and I'm like, Fiona speaking
Oh,
my
what is
language.
it?
And I think we've had this conversation many
Mm.
times. Please, in my next life, bring me back as a
Oh,
Caribbean woman.
really?
Even a Caribbean man.
it
Please, I
has to
beg.
be.
I
It
cannot
has
be
to
anything
be.
but
I wake up
Caribbean,
every
if
In
that
my
morning.
makes
last
sense.
I give
life,
thanks
Like,
just redo my first life, please.
no,
Redo my
no,
first-
don't do me that. Don't do me that. Don't make me
Listen,
anything but from the
anything else?
Caribbean and
I can't.
wealthy and generous and kind and healthy, please.
Big time on the bounty,
Okay?
please.
Yo,
Huh?
like
I want to be where the people
that
are.
could be that could be a whole movie.
thanks.
Like you just one morning wake up and
What?
like,
And
Yeah,
you're
not to be
not.
Caribbean. What a movie!
Hey,
I
yo,
will cry. I
Well,
will cry.
speaking of movies, right?
Tears.
Have you seen Sinners?
I have.
I
No,
Okay,
am.
We cannot
okay.
spoil
I'm,
it.
I'm
I'm
not.
going
I'm
next
not
week. I'm
spoiling.
going next
I'm not
week.
spoiling. But there was a
Going,
line in
going next week.
Sinners, and he
Mm-hmm.
says, and he's talking about
Okay.
blues music, and he
Mm-hmm.
says that
Right.
this music is from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Referring to blues, and that's what I
Yes.
love about Caribbean music. Our music is so African in its core.
Mhm.
We brought
Yes.
reggaeton and kaiso and goka and bele and cadence and all these genres. We brought this from
Mm-hmm.
home. We brought the seeds of this music, the bouillon and the cannery and the jab and the bram and the
Mm-hmm.
salsa. We just we put a little seasoning here and there on it, and it's ours. You know, it's our African Caribbean music. Even the chutney music, the Indian Caribbean music.
Yes.
Chutney.
Yes.
Listen, this
Yes.
is ours from
Yes.
home. We brought this.
Yes.
We made the Caribbean our home.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
our home,
Yes.
a home
Yes.
away from home, and we
Yes.
made it ours. And the music is
Yes.
ours, and I love that about us. This is
Yes.
our
Ours.
music.
Oh
You
Yes.
know
my
what
God.
I'd like to
You
see?
said it
Yeah,
all.
The Chinese
You said it
Caribbean people. Where
all.
are they? You only to enter
listen,
the
Yeah,
chats.
what a music. What a
Yo,
music.
what we
You only
What
need to
doing?
a
enter
music.
the
Listen, I
chats.
need to go ask some
Yes.
questions. I'm going to call my
Yes.
people and ask
I
What
them,
a
don't
hey,
know,
music.
man.
Because
what are
you
you doing?
Shensia can't be the
What
only
are you doing?
No, man,
representative and also saying the Shenyang. That's not enough.
and Byron Lee with all his remakes of every other song.
Yes.
I know his
Yes.
remakes.
You all need to enter the chats.
Byron Lee.
Byron
Yes.
Oh,
Lee.
Lord.
You all need to
Byron
Wow.
Lee
enter
and the
the chat.
What?
Dragonaires.
Chinese Caribbean people way out
Right.
there.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Okay. So I mean, Marquis says a lot. This could be a whole seminar.
Mhm.
And I think especially like going into the history and like I just love like how you spoke about Bella and Goka. These are
Mhm.
things that are very specific and it's they're not popular genres of music. So you even spoke about like traditional genres of music that you
Yeah.
have made the effort to delve into, and I appreciate you for that because it's I think one of the things I enjoy the most in like reading the comments on your Instagram and then on like New York Caribbean as well is the interconnectivity of us
Yeah.
saying, yeah, or then you hear like a Haitian saying, yeah, I grew up on that song too, and the person from Curacao like, yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Love that.
just how connected we are, and like how music is such an amazing connector, and how they have a genre of taboo in Jamaica, and there's a genre called taboo in Curacao, and then it's like
Yeah.
y'all are so far from each
Mm.
other, but and it's fundamentally the same movement. So just
Mm.
finding all of
Mm.
those things and how you bring it to life, because I think us learning about our history, our culture, and how music is because they say calypso is a poor man's newspaper, right? And I think
Mm.
music of all
Mm.
genres of music, especially Caribbean music, is telling the stories of our history through music when we start to understand it. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for making it fun and accessible and easy and joyful. Um, for us to really, really just enjoy learning about ourselves, the history of the Caribbean through music.
Wonderful.
So give you all flowers, my G. Please accept.
Um,
Okay. So give you all
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
So
thank you. Thank you. I
speaking of
appreciate it. Yes.
speaking of joy, Mr. Joy,
Uh-huh.
we are going to bring into our segment, which is
Okay.
what brings you joy. And
Uh-huh.
I'm going to come for that one, Sherween. What brought you joy this week?
Hey.
Because
Please,
you sing the
Hey.
cutlass on me, what do something, do
Hey.
something, do something. What you do something, what? Yes.
Ooh, what
You could
brought
say the
me
fact that I came back. It's okay.
I
Boom, bang.
mean,
I
I
mean,
mean,
You know what?
no.
We on camera this week, Fiona. So the joy that's coming out of me, everybody will see. Yes, I am very
oh
happy
wow.
that my darling Fee is back. Yeah, so even though
Oh
she's leaving me
wow.
again soon, but it's okay. She's back. She's back. That brought me joy. But
Mhm.
that's not all that brought me joy.
Okay.
What that bring me joy?
Oh.
It's okay. It's done. It's fine. It's okay.
What that bring me joy? No, 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 no,
Wow.
no, no, no. I
What?
am
Oh my.
I am very happy. What's bringing me joy is some, I don't want to say my work, but my work. Hey, I am very
Why
happy doing what
not?
I'm doing. You see this season that coming
Mm.
up. Oh, by the way, Marquis, I
Yes.
have an artist for you. I'm going to. I'll message you
Uh,
privately. I'll message
uh,
you
yeah,
privately.
she
I have
has
an
an
artist
artist
for
for
you
you.
for you to talk about. Don't worry.
An
You
It's a
could give
artist.
big
him
Mhm.
tune.
the powerful story of Tewe Vaval
Yes,
and the
Ooh.
yes, we have a
Caribbean
Yeah.
big tune
collaboration of
coming
it.
out. I don't
I,
know if, in fact, we
Hmm.
don't have much time for it
Yeah.
in here, but
Okay.
hey,
Okay.
Ninja Dan drop
All
a
right.
big tune, Tewe Vava, inspired by,
I'm sorry. Who?
huh?
Who
Ninja
shall we?
Dan,
ninja.
my artist
Oh,
I'm
okay.
managing. But he has a big tune that come out called Tewe Vaval,
Mhm.
inspired by yours truly, Miss Fiona and I here. So, hey, you have
Okay.
something to
Boom.
talk about, and I
Boom,
know you know
bang.
Boom Boom.
Mm.
Boom, bang.
Boom from Guadeloupe.
All right. Loving
Bang.
Yes,
this.
and they're
So wait.
collaborators on the song. So yes, so but
Blessed, blessed.
my
Wait.
work has been bringing me joy.
Mm.
Just
Okay.
getting thrown in the deep end. Learning how to manage a soca artist
An artist.
is
Yeah.
like but I'm having so much fun doing it. So
Mm,
that's been bringing me a lot of joy, along with my darling coming back home. I've not seen her in like a month, but
Mm.
that's not
she's back
true, but
home.
okay.
Okay. I
Oh,
just was
two
like,
months? Is
okay.
it 2 months? It feels like a year.
Wow.
So anyway,
Wow.
but that's what's bringing me joy. You're lucky.
Okay.
You're lucky we have a guest there. I will tell you before. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's what
Wow.
it
All right.
Uh,
All
And
right, Sunny.
Chantal.
yes. You know what? I am going to say something, which, I mean, I don't care.
Don't
I
means.
don't
care.
care. You know what brought me joy? You know what brought me joy this week? It was actually a video on
Okay.
Instagram
Yeah.
that Megan Markle
Oh,
Sherry.
that's
Uh-huh.
Is that
working.
that's not her?
Wait,
When she was
Pregnant.
about to give birth,
Yes, giving birth.
okay, in the delivery room with her husband, and the baby was taking
Oh,
long,
So she starts cooking.
Megan put on some hip hop and started to wind her waist for that
wait.
baby to come down. And it gave me the most joy to see Megan and Harry get, was it
where
Q-tip?
is this
I can't
video?
Was
remember.
it
What
Q-tip?
video is
Oh wait,
Go on
this?
X, go on
Go on
Twitter,
her
or go
page.
on her
no,
page.
Go
I'm
on her
I'm seeing it. She's
Instagram.
wearing a black thing.
And Megan, and it's like, girl,
Yes.
Right.
remind them of who
But
you
Mm.
but
are.
but you know
Okay?
what brought me more joy when she did that?
Tell
Is the
me.
reaction of
Uh,
the British
British
press.
press. They are
They are
losing their
losing their
minds.
shit. They're
They're
losing it.
losing their
They're
shit
losing
Imagine.
because
Can you
here
out
is
imagine?
this
touching their
Can you
pearls,
You're right.
imagine?
touching their pearls, touching their pearls.
clutching their pearls, and I love
She
it.
right. I'm watching it. She right.
That
She
brought me a lot
right.
of joy
She
too.
right.
Good one,
That brought me
Shan.
some joy. I watched. I said, "Girl, let them know." And you know what? You know what it is? Because I'm not really into
All of that. Yes.
Right,
celebrities like
right,
that. But I have felt sorry for Megan in
All
the
of us
ways
have.
that
right.
people define black as one thing.
Mm,
So you had people in our community saying she wasn't black enough.
mm,
So why are we calling her black? Right? And then you had the people that she married into her just can't
Hmm.
stand her, ain't
mm.
supporting her, saying, oh, she bamboozled Harry. No, Harry is in love with that
Talk
woman.
about
Y'all,
that.
like, get
Yeah.
over it.
She put the go
He's
I
still
beg.
period
there.
on him. What you
I
Mhm.
talking
beg.
about?
I beg. Please let it go. Right? So she hasn't had
Mm.
it
Mm.
easy. And how do you define blackness? But what? Because I don't understand. But anyway, she make jam. That is a black
Mhm.
thing. Black woman like to make
Well,
jam and like to have people around them house. And like, it's like, come
it's
on. But I loved the video
Mhm.
because it just shows you that she's just a woman married to a
Yes.
mm-hmm.
man.
And
I sound
she's
like
doing
I
what
sound
she
like
have
I'm
to
in Notting
do
Hill, the
to
film.
get
I'm
that
just a
baby
girl.
out.
Whatever. Just come
Mhm.
Yes.
on.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
She's gotten. She
And I
could never
loved it.
win. She could never. She
She
will
will
never
never
win
win.
But
on any side of it.
is there
No.
winning
So
or losing? Is there winning or losing? At this point, my girl, enjoy your life. Live your life.
exactly.
She is
They're
enjoying
going
her
to
life.
talk
One.
damned
And
if
I
you
love to
do,
see it.
damned if you don't.
Yeah,
Enjoy your
literally for
life.
her. Yes.
That part,
Enjoy
Sherween.
the
Literally for her.
thing.
That
Damned
Hey,
if
part.
you do, damned if you
I
don't.
would be doing the most. Harry would have to get extra security from me. The King of England would, boy, they would ban me. I would be doing the
Ban.
most.
Right.
You
Just so yeah,
The
she
most.
damn right.
The
she's
most.
Anyway,
right.
She damn. So that brought
You're
me
right.
joy.
It's a beautiful
Fiona, what
video.
about you? It is a
Mm.
beautiful video. It is. What brought you joy, Miss New Orleans?
woo,
Wow.
woo,
Wow.
woo.
What brought me joy?
You saw her sister.
You see, you need to wear yourself.
I love you, Marquis.
What did
So
he say? I
much.
missed it. What did he say? What did he say?
You say
What did
spirit
you say, Marquis? Tell me
of
because I need it. They roast
Oh,
me like the
God.
past
Boy.
2 weeks. What did you say?
he
But
said
you saw her
very
sister.
sarcastically, spending time with your sister, of course, Fiona.
I
That's
was
what
like,
made you happy.
please.
My heart. You have
Salty
my
things,
heart.
man.
Oh,
Oh,
peace.
Marquis.
Spending time with her
Boy.
sister.
sorry, real
Sister.
quick. I didn't know that Chef Nina was your sister
Yes, but
until
now,
until today.
yes,
But then, I could think I knew that her father was a prime minister. I know
yes.
that I'm like, wow, look at these, both prime minister fathers. I love it. And then
Ye-
look at that.
And
And then
then
you
now you
realize it's
cannot
the same.
unsee it. Like, how could you
I
not
love
see the
that.
sisters when you
Yeah, I'm
actually look
like,
very alike? Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, why, man? I was real slow on that one, but please,
Okay. It's okay.
What?
It's fine. And now you
I
can't
can't, I
Yes,
can't,
unsee
I
it,
it
right?
see it
Because
now. I'm like, oh,
make
I
full
see
sense.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
make full sense.
Yeah, man, it's all in the eyebrows. Yeah, man.
uh-uh.
It's all,
Yeah.
So tell us, Fiona.
Tell
You
us
tell
what's
us.
been bringing you joy, Fiona, the past few weeks,
Yes.
oh,
months.
God.
Tell
Oh,
us.
God. He's on.
I will say that I had a wonderful time with a lovely New Orleans native that spoke to me in the lovely accent, baby, and just indulged in the many wonderful things in the city, right?
In
In
the
the
Yes,
city.
city.
In
in
the
in the
city.
city.
Woo!
the city.
City.
In the
In
city.
The city. The city is hot,
Mm.
boy.
I it was such an intense week.
Summer in the
I didn't
city.
sleep much, and because we had
Oh.
so much to talk
Ay,
about.
ay, ay. Come up to my
Marquis, what brought you joy this week,
Ay,
Gaza?
ay, ay,
Next
Ay.
question.
ay.
Come on,
Come on,
see,
come on, see,
boy.
boy, and ay, ay,
You're so
ay.
slow. Come
Na, 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 na,
Very
na.
nice.
Na, na.
on, it's whining.
West Indian.
Mm. West Indian, West
Wow.
Indian.
But I dare
Why
not invite you back to the show again.
Nah, man. Big up Allison Hayes, man. Big up.
Alison Hines, we
Yeah,
love
man.
you.
Auntie Allison, we love you.
Thank you
Anyway,
so much.
So that's been
like
bringing
the
you
lady says
joy.
in a
Mhm.
meme, next question. Keisha, what brought you joy?
Marquis, what has brought you
what has
joy
Marquis,
this
what's
brought
week?
been bringing you joy?
what has brought me joy?
Yes.
Honestly, content creating brings me a lot of joy. It does.
Great.
It does. Finding new songs, talking to the people, arguing with people sometimes bring me joy. But
Mm,
that's but just
Mm.
learning, the learning and the talking and the researching and just growing as a content creator in my journey. I love it. Love
great.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Marquise, and that is how I know you are a true content creator because there's nothing I hate more than creating content for social media. So to hear you say that that brought you
Joy,
joy, I'm
right?
like, you
You
see,
see,
this
he's
is
doing
when you
his calling.
know
That's his
I
calling.
love
That's
because
his
it.
you
thing.
are
That he
in, you are
actually
locked
loves it for
in,
real, for
you are
real.
locked
Yeah.
in, you are locked in. That is your
Yes,
thing, and I love that for you. And you're so good at it, and it
very.
shows. It shows that it's
Mm-hmm.
your thing because it's so
Yeah.
authentic.
Yes.
It is so you, and your joy and
And fun.
passion
He's fun. He's having
for
fun.
It's
Caribbean
true.
music is there. It's like it's
100%.
bouncing off the
Sure.
Yeah.
screen. It's like lighting up, lighting up, lighting up. So yes, that
Yes,
makes sense.
please.
So,
I
Yes.
ladies,
appreciate it.
Well,
It's been
it's so
yes,
lovely
it
to have
has.
you. And even though I'm sure most of our listeners know where to find you, please let
Yes.
them know
So you
again.
can
Where
so
do
you
we
can
find
find
you?
me on Instagram and TikTok. Those are my two main platforms. By my name, Marquis Knight-Jacks.
Hmm.
Yeah, those
Hmm.
are the main places for right now until a podcast pops up, and then we'll because folks
That's
tell me,
right.
oh,
That's
start
right.
YouTube, so we're gonna try to start a YouTube. But for right now, Instagram and TikTok, Marquis Knight-Jacks. That's where you can find me.
Hmm.
Nice one. Well,
Oh, it's
I will
been
Mhm.
have all
just
of that in the
wonderful.
show notes.
Please,
Um,
yes, and
and I
always.
just want to say, on behalf of all of us, Gasa, thank you. Thank you for gracing us.
Oh,
Thank you for everything. I think Fiona covered it, but I still want
here
to
I
say
am.
thank you
right.
because
Mm.
we having fun. We having fun with
Yeah,
you. You understand? You're doing a
yeah,
thing and we're
Oh,
having fun. So
yeah.
I really appreciate you. We appreciate you. The Caribbean appreciates you for what you're doing.
big
And
No,
time.
but thank
So
you for
much.
having me. Oh my days. A fan me of you all,
yes,
a podcast listener
Come
to invite me on. A blessing, man. This is I'm humbled. I'm
What?
humbled.
You listen to
What?
us? What?
Hello?
What?
Oh
Come
my
on
God,
now.
you know
I
our
be
Wow.
learning. I'm like,
secrets.
let me take notes. Women's empowerment.
Wee! I
that's
don't
the
know,
good thing
boy.
on it. We know you listening to us, but
Yes,
Jet,
of course.
Oh
You
man.
we
all know
talk
me.
about
That's
You
the
know,
you
it
real
brings
tea. I
us
guys.
love it. That's
joy.
what.
It brings us joy to know that you guys listen, but it's also a little bit of
Just
fear
we
because I'm
know,
like,
we
Oh,
oh,
know.
what did
never
I
that.
say last week? Yes.
What do
Oh,
you know?
What do you know?
I know a thing or two. I know a thing or two.
Hey!
Yes, like how much
Well,
I love to
And
spend time with my
on
There
sister.
that
it is.
note,
that's right.
There it is.
on that bombshell,
Oof.
It's a long episode, people. We love you all, but I know the time will
We
fly.
love
You'll
y'all
not
Well
so
even
much.
notice it. But thank you.
Mm.
Listen to us. You know where to find us. Everywhere you get your podcast fix.
Oh, Barbados,
No,
look
I don't
out. I
think so.
soon come. I
You
soon
can
come.
Yes, please.
Marquis, what is the equivalent of soon come in
Soon come, soon.
Barbados? What do you
I
guys
soon
say?
reach.
as soon
Oh, I
Like,
soon
like,
reach.
Soon
I
like
reach.
soon
soon
reach.
reach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
soon
soon reach be. Yeah, but
Okay.
I
I
come
soon
to
reach
just know.
Barbados. Coming
I
just
come to
Coming
just
now.
just
know,
now, which
man.
could
Coming
mean
just now. Okay.
all right.
which could
Okay.
mean 5
Well,
This
minutes
could be a
Oh,
half
or
I
an
5
hour
days.
tomorrow. Never.
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
okay. It's all right. But
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
people,
All right.
remember, find us wherever you get your podcast fix. And remember, a shared journey brings
Brings
Rings
And okay,
home.
bye.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Love it.
That's so
Perfect.
perfect. Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope.